Hello, I'm back. It is day 18th of June vlogs, and I've decided to pop on and have a little bit of a chat with you because I've missed speaking to you all, and it's only been about 2 or 3 days, so I had a break. I feel like I've got some energy to record again and make some things. It was more the time, and I was tiring looking at my phone, doing all the editing and everything every day. And if I didn't have to work as a main job, I would be fine. I could record every day, but I don't get paid for YouTube, so I have to work as well, which is fine. I do like my job. So yes, I feel better. I've had a little rest, a little break for it, and now I'm going to carry on with the June vlogs. I'm going to pace myself, so it might not be every day, but I'll try and do one most days, or as often as I can. I last left you when I was making a little mouse for the mouse salon, because I want to make another mouse for Helen's from Mousy Makes a podcast, which is, I started to make the little one called Sweet Pea. She was just a head with a little body, because you were supposed to put her in a little pencil case or something. So, oops, all my pattern pieces have gone for a Burton, we say. Does anyone else? I was going to say gone for a Burton. Has fallen out, or gone for a Burton. I don't know if that's a Suffolk thing or whether it's a family thing. I don't really know. Here we have their little one in the book. This is in The Wildwood by Simone Gooding, and I started to make her last time I was speaking to you, and I think I'd got as far as the head, and I made her out of a lunar lapin that was half made. And some people might say, well, that's a bit of a shame, you wasted that lunar lapin, but I don't think I'd ever have finished the lunar lapin, so it wasn't a waste, because she'd have just sat in a bag in bits, a body in bits, and not even made anything. So I have made something out of her now, and I am feeling a bit guilty now I'm talking about it, but that's fine, because I've got a little mouse now who's really cute. Her name is Mavis Mouse, and she's a little bit shy and a little bit shaky. So what I did was I started with the head, and then I made up the arms and legs, and the body, if you remember, I made from the other type of the other part of the ear. So it's all a bit, it doesn't really matter, does it? Basically, I chopped up a half-made lunar lapin rabbit made of felt and made a little mouse. So as she's shy, I'm just gonna bring her in, bring her in the corner. So there she is, little Mavis Mouse. She's got I've got my crochet hook out. I haven't made anything crochet for a while. I'm gonna take her bag off. So she has a little bag, just a little felt bag, and I made a tiny piece of scrap fabric. I made a little bow for the front, so she can, all my animals I make like shopping, they like foraging, they like going to charity shops, seeing what they might find, little bargains, things they can upcycle. So I made her a little dress, and I just made the pattern up. So I just did a few rows of half treble crochet, and then I did a chain 3, and then I went in each stitch, because I just thought that's bound to make a ruffle, and it did. So that made a little ruffle around the outside, then stitched it together at the back. And for the straps, I just chained over, changed it, and then stitched it while she was wearing it. It was nothing fancy. And then I put a little bit of oh, she's offended. Yes, it is a very fancy dress. Yes, I know, very fancy. And there, I had a little tiny button as well. I'm not sure about the ears, whether they're too low down. And I used, for the whiskers, which is my go-to for any animal whiskers, dental floss, because they stick out nicely. They're the right, look, if you put cotton in, they kind of droop down, and no one wants droopy whiskers, do they? So she's got a little bit of blush on her cheeks, a little pink nose, and there she is. And in a minute, I'm gonna make myself a cup of coffee, because I'm just back from work, and I'm gonna take some photos of her in the garden. I have an idea of a photo I want to take of her, but I don't know if I can do it or not. So if I do manage to do that, I will show it to you. But what do you think? Do you think she's cute? She's not very big, is she? And she can be a friend for my original mouse, Helen Mouse, who I made, whose ear still keeps flopping down, who I made for my original mouse, and I made with all the patchwork. fabric. So she's still sitting there, and so now I have 2 mice. So lots of people have made mice. I think it's really lovely, and it's such a good idea that Helen thought of to encourage everyone to make mice of however you want to make them, and everyone's making mice all over the land, not just in the UK, all over the land, which I think is a brilliant idea. I really enjoyed joining in. So there we have little tiny Mavis with her little felt skin, which used to be Luna Lapin's skin, and a lovely little, like a little dress, and her little bag, which is here. So yeah, I'm going to go and take some photos of her in a little while. Nothing exciting's happened since I spoke to you last. No, I can't think of anything that's happened. I've just tried to relax. Obviously, I've still been at work. My dad made me he bought me some chocolate and made me a champion for winning the sweet pea competition. His are out now. I've got a few out now as well, and we're already planning. It's an aqualegia we're planning next year, so we're going to get the seeds and then we'll have a competition to see whose flowers first. This year, he still can't believe that he didn't win and that I won. He thinks maybe it's warmer 5 miles up the coast than it is where they live really quite close. So it was really good fun. So yeah, looking forward to doing that next year. I've got a couple of things in progress. Bunny's still here with no further progress, but that's going to be my job for tomorrow, I think. Get her done, and then we can go through the next stage of her, which is going to be the face, and I'll give a few tips about adding faces. Faces are hard, so I'll give my tips, things that help me, but I haven't got loads of face tips because I do think they're quite difficult to do. I've got some squares of fabric because I've bought a pattern. I've wanted to do it for ages and I just haven't got a chance to do it, and it's kind of English paper piecing but with squares and different shapes. So I'm not going to tell you what that is, but I am going to start doing that soon as well. That's a little bit of hand stitching. And did anybody watch the Sewing Bee? Last week they made, if you don't know what it is, if you live in a different country and you haven't heard of it, or just if you live in this country and you haven't heard of it, it's a bit like the Bake Off and all those kind of things, and it's about making clothes normally, and it's a competition, a sewing competition. But they did make bags, and they made a bag which I hadn't really seen before, and they used organza, which is basically like a net curtain but not, over top of lots of little tiny confetti, small tiny little scraps. And I really liked that idea, and you know I love making bags, so I've ordered some organza. I've got a metre. It's really cheap for a metre, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'll have to come in wearing organza skirt. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, the rest of it, but I'm going to make something with it. I've got lots of patchworky kind of, and I think things with prints on, like little animals or anything, or I've got the lovely men left. No, I don't think I'll use them. I'm a couple of bit vast. I think I probably will make project bags out of those, kind of like, not patchworky, but cut them off and put different patterns kind of round. Not patterns, I know what I mean anyway. They won't just be lovely men, they'll have some fabric to make, to accentuate, and that's not the word, to make the lovely men look even nicer. There'll be nice fabric around the edge of them. Way of explaining it without using them, because I can't think of the proper words. So again, something in the future. I've left the fabric out fairly close to the top of my fabric pile, so I won't forget. So yeah, the organza bags, I'm going to make something with that soon. That should come tomorrow or the next day. So yeah, basically you have lots of fabric scraps, and someone on the Sewing Bee, some people just put them all out, laid them all out in bits and then put the organza, then you quilt the top, fabric underneath, or like a sticky interfacing. You could do it on interfacing if you want to as well. I probably won't. Layer of fabric, layer of bits and pieces of fabric cut up so they look quite nice though, and then organza over the top, and then you quilt over the top, and then you cut the shape, and then you make a bag. Probably sounds mad, and if you didn't see it, you probably think, what is she talking about? But I just saw it and I thought I'd quite like to make those. I think be something a bit different. I've got so many things to make. I wish I had more time. but maybe it's all about fitting your time around. I do have lots on at the same time, and sometimes I do feel a bit overwhelmed with it because I have so many ideas, and then I'll start something, but then I'll have another and I'll start it, and I guess it is a case of kind of thinking, well, I'll do this. I've said it loads of time, haven't I? I just need to do it. So what do we say this afternoon then? I'm going to work on this. Told you, so I'll have to do it now because I've told everybody. So yeah, that's going to be my next one, and it shouldn't take too long, and then I'll give you an update on how that goes. I've also got some butterfly because I need some white, and I have not got any white fabric, so I'm going to use this old pillowcase, and I might use the butterflies. The butterflies would look nice behind the organza, wouldn't they, actually? Possibly. But I just did want to pop on because I've really missed coming on and talking to you and all your lovely comments and everything, which is so nice to read. And I read one today which I haven't had time to, because I read it just as I was coming out of work, and I haven't had time to reply, but it's someone in Norway. So, and I do think it's really cool that there's people watching all over the world. And I don't think my family, not that I talk loads about it, but I think, why does anybody want to watch you? Why are they watching you from different countries? Are they mad? They could be watching anything and they're watching you. So, but it's really nice. It makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you. And I will see you again soon. And I'm now going to make a cup of coffee and let Holly in because she's scratching at the door. Shall I see if she wants to see you first? Say hello to the lovely YouTube family. Say hello. She doesn't like being picked up. Go on then. Angry cat. So I will see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.